What's in the box. Got two boxes here today. Let's see what we got. Set one out of the way for now. Alright, let's see what's in this one here. Been a few days since we got this stuff. Been working and hadn't had a chance to do this one here. So let's see what we got. I don't even remember. Alright. Alright. This is, I don't know if you can guess, but jump starter. This one's by DB Power, and I actually already own one of these. And I'm gonna tell you that it's been one of the best things I've owned. Well, I had issues with it, not of its own accord. It was, I loaned this thing to my brother and he brought it back and with my mower, and he left it at the house and left it in the seat, and it rained and I didn't know that he had put it there. He didn't put it back in my truck or anything, so it got wet and it damaged it. But I think I have since figured it out and got it working, but I had to order another one because this is a lifesaver. Man, I have used this thing, let me tell you, I have used this thing. It's DB Power jump starter, and I have used this thing. I've not had it a super long time. I have used this thing probably 50 times since I've owned it, and I mean, it's absolutely one of the best tools I own. Now, this is not the highest, most expensive one you can buy. This one, I think, was roughly about $100. But let me tell you, that's $100 I would spend any day of the week. So it's like a battery pack, just like any of the other small scale jump starters. All right, this one comes with the charger wire, and it took me a minute to figure this thing out because it has buttons on it, and you would feel like you have to push that button to make it activate to start a car or whatever. That's not the case. So you end up it's got a little rubber thing here. You flip that rubber deal up and you put your jump pieces in, and then it will automatically kind of do its thing. But when you hook it up to a car, it will, when you turn the ignition on, it kind of automatically starts throwing voltage, and it'll only throw voltage like 3 or 4 or 5 times. Well, if you don't get it started in that amount of time, it's kind of weird. You have to unplug this thing and even unhook the battery terminals, or unhook these from the battery terminals, and then hook them back up, plug it back up, and it'll give you 4 or 5 more times of cranking. So it's kind of awkward as far as that, but overall I have used this thing an absolute ton of times. It's got some blue lights here to show you how much charge you got. It's got a flashlight, and again, it's got smart output. It's got output 5 volt or 2.1 amps, and it's got the 12 volt output, and I guess the charging port for it. And let me tell you, man, this thing is absolutely, this thing works great. I have cranked my mower several times because I need a battery, and I have cranked, I'm trying to think, I may have cranked my diesel truck with this thing as well, but I know I've cranked the Ford F-250, my V10 truck. I've cranked the IS300, the SC300. I may have cranked the GMC Canyon. I don't remember what all I've started, but this thing is an absolutely a good purchase. If you need a jump box, whether you use it a ton or not, this thing is amazing. And I mean, I probably jumped 10 different things on the same charge, and it still have plenty of charge. This thing is well worth $100. So I will give you a thumbs up, must buy, whatever review on this thing, because this, you know, and this, I've not had a lot of these jump starters, so I don't know how it is in comparison to other ones. But for me, the only thing I find kind of awkward is there's no magic button to push to make it actually start throwing voltage to a vehicle, because it almost does it in surges, like so. It'll throw voltage to it to try to crank the car for just a short period of time, and then it will stop, and then it will do it again, and it'll do that about 3 or 4 times, maybe 5, and then it'll almost like not do it anymore. And then so if you crank the car and it's like getting overcharged or something, it'll make a buzz and some other stuff. But this thing absolutely works fantastic. It does have some negatives, like the, you know, not having a button to push and it constantly throwing voltage until you tell it not to. But at the same time, that I guess that maybe that keeps it charged. You can't forget to like maybe push that button to turn it off from throwing the voltage out. But I actually had a car that wouldn't crank at a restaurant one time, and a fella had this particular brand, this very brand, and we got that, and well worth the money. This absolutely was a steal for $100. You can get on eBay. I don't know where all else it can be picked up at, but this is the container, DB Power. It's got a zip up bag. I keep mine in this bag, and I mean, it's not super hard case, but it's not bad. But I keep mine in my backpack, because I take my backpack everywhere, because I've got my camera and a bunch of accessories for the camera, and like my wristbands and some of the merch stuff I sell. I always have that on me, so if you see me in your local, I've probably got some of that stuff in there for sale. So just give me a shout. But I keep this with me, and if you need a jump and you see me, I've usually got this in my backpack, so stop me and let me know, I'll help you. But this is well worth the $100 I spent on it. So that's the first thing. It's kind of a review wrapped up into one. I didn't mean to go there, but I just can't tell you enough how good this thing actually works for me. Alright, on to the second thing. Not so much car related, but this is something that I ordered, and I was opening boxes, so we're going to go with it. This is part of the other stuff I do with the rentals. Having the rentals, I end up, what I generally do is, you know, you have to mow your own yard. I generally, if you rent a house, it's your job to keep the landscape. So I have to keep a zero-turn mower. So I buy these kits off of eBay. I usually buy once a year for my zero-turn, because I mow quite a bit, some fairly decent sized lots. But I think this kit is on eBay for like $100 itself, 120 something maybe. And so it comes with a brand new belt. These things last forever on these zero turns. I think my old one is right over there, and like I took it off and it was still good. I may end up putting it back on because the new one, I don't like it. But the belts I get from this company, I got the other belt somewhere else, but the last kit I got, I didn't really like the belt. I think it's the wrong belt actually. And so in these kits, like I say, it's on eBay. And I'm trying to remember the name of the Green Dade Outdoor is the actual company that sent me this. And it's green, the color green, Dade, D-A-D-E, Outdoors. And like I say, I end up, once a year, I end up usually redoing my mower, and I will actually buy the spindles. I've already put new spindles on it this year, so there's the spindles. And I'd say that's probably the other spindle. And I get the pulleys. And this is something else I have to keep up with. So this is just giving you inside of an insight of the other stuff that I end up having to do besides just the painting, the sheetrock, the electrical, the car stuff. and I end up replacing all the pulleys. So this kit, 120 some odd dollars, has the 4 pulleys, the 2 main pulleys that go on your spindles, the 2 blades, the belt, 120 some odd dollars. And I think like a new deck, which I may eventually get, that's 300 something dollars. So I may eventually get a new deck because mine's kind of in bad shape. So yeah, eBay, man, they still got some good deals. There's still some decent parts on there. You just got to dig. And when you find something that works, just kind of stick with it, because you know, having to replace this every single year, if I have to jump around, like the last set I bought wasn't this normal place from the normal kit and all that, and the belt's not any good, and it keeps jumping off. So I think it was too wide. After looking at this one, I think the new one's too wide. It doesn't fit the grooves in these pulleys correctly. But I have already replaced these 2 pulleys, the 2 spindles, but I didn't replace these 2 pulleys. I put new belts and a new belt and new blades on it, but I didn't replace these pulleys, and I think the belt's wrong. So I went ahead and bought a whole nother set just so I'm ahead of next year. So this is something else I do. I have to keep up with a lot of the yards, and I have to weed eat. I've got a commercial weed eater. I have to, you know, I'm mowing, I'm weeding all summer, then all the car stuff, then all the rental stuff. So a little bit of everything, just to kind of let you guys in on what all we do, and that way you can kind of understand the workload we have, and that's why we're not just filming cars, or we're not all over the place doing all kinds of stuff, because we're doing all kinds of stuff right here at the house. So, but yeah, that's a little more of what we do, the mowing stuff, and I have took on several mowing jobs just to give me more to do, I guess, if the rentals are going good, or, you know, before we got into the drift cars, I had a little extra time with the rentals were going fine, but now we don't have ever really any time. But all right, here we go. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of What's in the Box. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching all of our videos. If you want to email us, it's at chesserenterprises@yahoo.com. On Facebook, it's Chesser Enterprises, Chesser Motorsports, and I think we even have a towing thing, Chesser Towing, on Facebook, and Instagram, it's Chesser Drifting and Chesser Enterprises. So check us out on all those platforms. If you got any questions, any gripes, complaints, post anything, talk to us, email us, message us, whatever you want to do. Hey, we look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, thanks.
I'm failing